As much as we like to complain about the sorry state of the European Union, thousands of people each week are willing to die for a chance to reach the shores of Europe. They escape from situations as Europeans once knew, like war, dictators, or bad agricultural situations. They have nowhere to go. But instead of letting them overpay for a Mediterranean cruise, we could help these people have a choice for fertile soil, decent housing, and good education. With concentrated solar power, you can use salt seawater to produce electricity and fresh water. You could even create artificial night rivers running from north to south, parallel to each other, so that one little tribal conflict wouldn't throw off the whole system. A green Sahara sounds far-fetched? Perhaps, but it's not more far-fetched than seawater evaporating in sunlight and raining down as fresh water. This proposal works according to the same principle and is viable in any country where a glass of water left out in the sun will eventually evaporate. With the use of large mirrors, we can accelerate this process dramatically. The steam that comes off as a result could be used to remove stamps. But we might as well use it for propulsion. Steam pushing a cylinder back and forth can be used to produce electricity, pump water, and will provide fresh water along the way. If this sounds familiar, well, it should. It is nothing more fancy than a steam engine. Burn some coal or oil, anything else you can dig up, to bring water to boil and use the steam to drive a cylinder back and forth. Before you know it, you have an industrial revolution. When James Watt at the end of the 18th century invented this steam engine, he built it for a coal mine. Small wonder it worked on coal. But what instead of in Scotland, James Watt had worked in India, or any other place with a decent amount of sunshine. He would have ditched the coal and made free use of the sun as a source of heat. In short, because Scotland has such a shitty weather, thousands of Africans are now trying to learn Italian. Now, who's going to help Scotland to pay for all of this? We, of course, the European Union. It's not that we can't miss it. We spend 500 billion euros each year on energy like fossil fuel from outside the European Union. And it's not always from our friends. Then why not switch to a natural source of energy that will produce electricity during the day when we need it the most? And by this, bring work and well-being to Northern Africa and lots of fresh water. But what about you? What can you do to make this happen in your neighborhood, your city, or your Playmobil castle? Simple. Use your right to vote to support the candidate at any level of your democracy, who will be committed to make this pipe dream a reality. If we only spend 1% of the 500 billion, imagine all the cool stuff we could do. At the end, we all will be better off and we can help each other have a better life. As a reminder, your Dutch ancestors too were probably hungry and poor. Without the help from rich people in those times, we would still be living in a swamp. Instead of living safely behind dikes and being free to bitch about the European Union. So let's do this again, on a tiny bigger scale, for them, for us all.